Archaeologists in central China have made a truly remarkable discovery. They have unearthed a massive tomb that is approximately 5,000 years old. This ancient burial site dates back to the late Neolithic period. The find occurred at the Dawenkou site in Shandong province. Experts quickly realized the immense historical value of this particular tomb. It stood out from other discoveries in the region almost immediately. The sheer scale of the burial hinted at a very important individual. This was not just another grave. It promised something far more significant for our understanding of early Chinese civilization. The Dawenkou archaeological site is part of a much larger Neolithic settlement. Over many years of careful excavation, numerous graves and artifacts have been found here. This work has gradually painted a picture of life in ancient China. However, the area where tomb M27 was found yielded something extraordinary. Even before its full excavation, archaeologists suspected M27 was special. Its impressive size differentiated it from typical burials of the period. The teams on site proceeded with great caution, deeply aware they were handling a fragile historical treasure. The surrounding landscape, once a bustling community, was slowly revealing its ancient secrets. The discovery of tomb M27 is like finding a golden key to a lost era. This key could potentially unlock our understanding of a prehistoric kingdom in the region. The term kingdom itself is highly significant for this early period of Chinese history. It suggests a level of complex social organization and centralized power. For a long time, the existence of such kingdoms at this date was debated by scholars. Researchers are now hopeful that tomb M27 will provide concrete, tangible evidence. The world eagerly awaits the full analysis of its contents and structure. This groundbreaking discovery did not happen by chance or overnight. It is the direct result of painstaking, long-term archaeological efforts in the region. The Dawenkou site has been under systematic investigation for a considerable time. Each new find, no matter how small, adds another piece to a complex historical puzzle. Tomb M27, however, represents a very large and critically important piece of that puzzle. The dedicated research team continues to meticulously analyze all the findings. They aim to build a comprehensive picture of this ancient society and its powerful rulers, offering new narratives for early civilization. The tomb belongs to the Dawenkou culture, a significant ancient civilization. This culture flourished in what is now eastern China, primarily in Shandong province. Its time frame is generally placed between 4100 BCE and 2600 BCE. This places it in the late Neolithic period, a time of great change. The Dawenkou culture is considered a crucial link in China's prehistoric development. The people of this culture were pioneers in agriculture and craftsmanship. Their legacy is preserved in the earth they once farmed and the sophisticated objects they created for daily life and ritual. The Dawenkou people were skilled agriculturalists. They primarily cultivated millet, a staple crop that supported their growing communities. Alongside farming, they also domesticated animals like pigs, dogs, and cattle. Their settlements grew larger and more permanent over time, indicating a shift towards a more sedentary lifestyle. Evidence from various sites shows they possessed advanced pottery techniques. They produced distinctive white, grey, and black ceramics. Some of these pottery vessels were beautifully painted with intricate geometric or symbolic designs, showcasing their artistic talents and cultural expressions. Archaeological evidence from Dawenkou sites clearly points to a growing social hierarchy. There are noticeable differences in the size and contents of burials. Some graves are much larger and contain significantly more and more valuable grave goods. This strongly suggests that certain individuals or families accumulated more wealth and held higher status within society. This increasing social stratification is a key characteristic of developing complex societies. The concept of powerful chiefs, leaders, or even early kings was beginning to emerge during this period, paving the way for future dynasties. Tomb M27 from the Dawenkou site fits perfectly into this evolving picture of the Dawenkou culture. In fact, it seems to represent a high point of Dawenkou social development. The sheer size of M27 and the richness of the artifacts found within it are exceptional. It far surpasses the typical Dawenkou burials previously discovered by archaeologists. This strongly suggests that the person interred here held a position of supreme power and authority. They were likely at the very top of the social ladder, a paramount leader. This tomb provides tangible proof of increasing social complexity. The physical dimensions of tomb M27 are truly impressive. It is a large, rectangular earth pit tomb, significantly bigger than any other contemporary graves found at the Dawenkou site. Its substantial length and width immediately set it apart from more common burials. The construction of such a large tomb would have required a great deal of coordinated labor and resources. This clearly indicates that it was not a simple burial for an ordinary member of the community. The grand scale of the tomb directly reflects the high status and power of its occupant. It was a public statement. The structure of tomb M27, while now decayed in parts, hints at careful planning. It likely consisted of a main burial chamber, possibly with an inner and outer coffin made of wood. Though the organic materials have largely perished over 5 millennia, traces can still be analyzed. The careful construction signifies the respect and importance afforded to the deceased individual. The considerable effort involved in digging such a large pit and preparing it for burial was immense. Archaeologists believe specific, complex rituals were likely involved in its preparation, further emphasizing its importance. One of the most striking aspects of tomb M27 is the sheer quantity and variety of artifacts. Reports indicate that archaeologists recovered over 200 individual items from within the burial. This is an exceptionally large number of grave goods for a single Neolithic tomb. The artifacts included a wide range of materials: beautifully crafted pottery, numerous jade objects, polished stone tools, and possibly remnants of lacquerware. This diversity demonstrates that the tomb's occupant had access to a wide array of crafted goods, many of them luxury items. Each item tells a story about the technology, artistry, and beliefs of the Dawenkou people. Among the numerous artifacts, the exquisite jade items are particularly noteworthy and revealing. These included ceremonial jade axes, known as, which were potent symbols of power and authority. Other jade objects found were discs, flat, circular jades with a central hole, and tubes, square-section tubes with a circular bore. These items were not mere decorations. They held deep ritual and social significance. The pottery found within the tomb was also of exceptionally high quality. Some pieces were unique in design, possibly crafted specifically for this burial, indicating their precious nature and the status of the deceased. Intriguingly, some of the artifacts discovered within tomb M27 show influences from other regions. For instance, certain styles of pottery or types of jade might have originated from cultures located at a considerable distance from Dawenkou. This evidence strongly suggests that the Dawenkou people were not an isolated society. Instead, they actively engaged in widespread trade and cultural interaction with other groups across ancient China. These exchange networks could have spanned long distances, facilitating the movement of goods, ideas, and technologies. The leader buried in M27 likely played a central role in controlling or participating in these networks. These findings lend significant support to the theory that the occupant of M27 was a powerful leader, perhaps even a king. The ability to acquire such a diverse collection of valuable goods, some from distant lands, indicates considerable power and influence. This individual may have controlled important trade routes or received tribute from other communities. The rich array of artifacts found within the tomb serves as compelling evidence of their elevated position in society. This discovery helps to trace the emergence of more centralized authority, moving beyond simple chiefdoms towards early state-like structures in prehistoric China. Further adding to the tomb story, reports indicate that it suffered some form of damage. Archaeologists observed that the tomb had been disturbed at some point after the burial. Some of the artifacts may have been broken or perhaps moved from their original positions within the grave. This disturbance could be the result of ancient grave robbing, a common occurrence as valuable items were often targets for thieves throughout history. Alternatively, though considered less likely in this specific context, it could point to some form of ritualistic destruction or later interference. This damage adds another layer of mystery to the discovery. In conclusion, the discovery of Tomb M27 at the Jiaojia site is of immense importance. It provides a rare and valuable window into the world of prehistoric China, specifically the late Dawenkou culture. The findings help archaeologists and historians understand the rise of social complexity, the development of powerful leadership, and the formation of early states. The grandeur of the tomb and the richness of its contents illuminate the Dawenkou culture at its peak. This discovery contributes significantly to the unfolding story of Chinese civilization, showing that sophisticated societies with powerful rulers existed long before the advent of written historical records.